Welcome back to the Game of Two Halves podcast. And we would sincerely like you to support this show. Become a member of the Game of Two Halves podcast and receive the exclusive Geelong Weekly Football News Bulletin every Friday. What's the catch? It's only $5. There's no other catch other than that. Sign up now for as little as $5 per month. And there's the website right down the bottom. I'll leave that up for a while. www.patreon.com/Geelong Region Soccer Show. That's www.patreon.com/Geelong Region Soccer Show. And all subscriptions, all memberships, they go directly to supporting this forum, this podcast, so that we can continue providing more and more weekly content, news, views, information about the game here in Geelong. It's booming at so many levels, but there are so many issues and so many problems that need fixing up. But we try and do our best each week to try and, give you a little bit of a insight into what is happening. Speaking of an insight into what is happening, let's find out what is happening at Banyulwarri Reserve and why there is so much success there at the Surf Coast Football Club. And to tell us all about it, it's Ash DAFTER, the senior men's coach. Ash, pleasure having you on the Game of Two Halves podcast. How are you?
Good, Tonji. Thank you very much for having me, mate.
Oh, the volume seems to be a bit low. We'll try and put your volume up a little bit louder. Hello, can you hear? Yeah, very faint though, but nonetheless we can. Yeah, definitely hear. Mate, thank you for joining us. And look, unfortunately, it just seems that at the moment, Surf Coast, the senior men's team, is the one team in Geelong looking at promotion. But unfortunately, we wish it would be the case. A lot more other teams were there as well. Lara United, possibly in State 5. But look, you've done really, really well this year. You've recruited well in the off season, but more importantly, I think you've managed to get the side playing a brand of football that's both attacking and exciting, but above all, it's winning games.
Yeah, look, we have. Hopefully you can hear me a lot better now.
Yeah,
look, we've obviously had a fantastic start to the season, recruited well in the off season. Through, lucky enough, I've obviously been part of the NPL system for quite a long time, so I was able to bring a lot of young, talented Christian Mohan, Brad Varel, Real, Sam Bickett, those sort of names. And obviously, we were able to obviously snare who's been fantastic for us as well. So,
yeah.
Look,
Ash, can I ask you to do a favour? Ash, can I get you to... Yeah, can I just get you to switch off the Bluetooth speakers and just use it, because the Bluetooth's interfering with the actual kind of signal, and we're getting like a little bit of a hiccup happening in your audio. But if you can maybe switch off the Bluetooth speakers and just speak through like the normal better? Speakers, I think that'll much better. Yep, absolutely, that's much better. Yeah. No, you're right.
So look, we're obviously off to a great start, and the club's been super supportive of myself and obviously my assistant Dennis Holtgriff, and he's been fantastic support for me as well. So yeah, it's been good so far.
Yeah, if we pop up the ladder there again, we can see it in second spot. And from what we've been told, and this seems to be the confirmation that the team finishing in second, where you are right now, but hopefully that's going to change and you guys will be on the top. But the team finishing second it gets to play a promotion playoff spot against a team finishing second in State League 4, the Northern Division. Now, after that, is it automatically then whoever the winner of that tie is, they get promoted, or do they then have to play the third last place team in State League 3 Northwest?
Yeah, no, they have to play the third last in State League 3 Northwest. So, there'll be 2 games to obviously finish second. Yeah, there will be obviously play second of North in State League 4, and then obviously State League 3 Northwest 10th position we'll play to hopefully get promoted if we finish second. But look, our aim is to get automatic promotion, and we were lucky on the weekend with a result Laverton drawing, and we were able to close the gap by 2 points. And look, we've got them coming up in 3 weeks' time. So fingers crossed we can get a good result there and close the gap to 1 point.
I was going to ask you, are they beatable, or are they just like light years ahead of everyone else in the competition?
Look, no, I think they are beatable. They've obviously, they've only dropped one game. Well, they've dropped 2 games this year. Obviously, a draw, both to Moonee Valley Knights. So they've drawn to Moonee Valley Knights and lost to Moonee Valley Knights. So, look, we think we play the football. And, when they first played us earlier in the season, I think it was probably too soon for our young squad, with all the experienced players that they have. But, the momentum, the confidence, and the sort of the way we're playing football now and the self-belief we have now, I think we have a really good chance to go to their home and get a great result, which will then, close the gap, hopefully, and apply more pressure. And, someone else does us a favour, which then able to leapfrog them. So, yeah.
Yeah. Now, we're seeing some of the highlights from Saturday night's game down at Banyulwarri Reserve. Look, the floodlights, the brand new renovated pavilion, if you like, the atmosphere generated there. It must be an absolutely happening place on a Saturday night these days down at Banyulwarri.
Oh, look, it is. Look, since obviously the new stand, and look, every week, every home game, our crowds are getting bigger. More of our juniors are coming to watch the game, to support the seniors, and they all have their favourite players to support, and starting to chant for their favourite players, which is fantastic. And all credit to the senior boys and our reserve team who are doing fantastic as well, who are first on the ladder in the reserves. So, they're supporting, the junior teams and getting involved in coaching, and helping out coaches in sessions and stuff like that. So, it was something that was sort of brought to me when I first took the job was, we need to bring that togetherness to the club from seniors all the way through to our grassroots.
Mm-hmm.
And, I feel like, by every week passing, we're starting to get closer and closer as a club and heading in the right direction. So.
When you took the reins at the start of the season, did you think kind of now, 15, 16 rounds into the season, you'd be where you are now? Or were you thinking you'd be probably top of the competition standings? Or where did you actually realistically see the team?
We thought we would be in the top 4.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't really have an expectation on if we would be promoted or be as high as we are. We obviously, last year, the boys were in a bit of a transition phase with the club last year, and, they finished 5th. And, with a lot of new players coming in, young players and stuff like that. So, look, we just wanted to see progression, and a top 3 finish was the required progression. So I think we're ahead of schedule. But lucky enough, the boys have gelled, they've got to work, understanding our methodology of play, everything like that. So, look, now we're in the race for the automatic promotion, and that's something that we're striving for. So, and look, the boys are super confident. I'm super confident that, we can achieve that if we are perfect from this point moving forwards. But look, our aim was just progression into the moving up and being a competitor for promotion. I think we're ahead of schedule, but look, we'll see what happens and see how it unfolds the rest of the season.
Yeah. Now, ex-North Geelong recruit John Pikett has been an absolute revelation. He scored 20 goals in 13 games. He's the leading goal scorer of the league. But it's not just John that's providing the firepower. Christian Mann, he scored 9 goals. Yashko Karnovic has scored 8. And Real Mayum has scored 8 as well. So you've got obviously a lot of various avenues to goal. But obviously this, I guess the key there is also the service that the midfield is providing. So apart from obviously those 4 that have been scoring goals, who are some of the other players that have been really, really excelling this year and have been, the catalysts for the wins?
Look, sort of been everyone, but look, the leadership group has been fantastic. Tom Langman, the captain, Matthew Zilic, has obviously scored a goal himself. So has Tom Langman. So our defenders have pitched in as well. Young Frankie has been fantastic. He's Surf Coast pride and joy down there. He's an incredible young player and young person, and he's been able to help the new players sort of settle in with obviously the leadership group. And look, we were lucky enough to recruit some highly regarded young talent like Brad Varel, Krešo Judovic from NPL Geelong, Soccer Club. They were both senior players last year. So we were really lucky to get them down there, and they've added a lot of quality to the team. And, it's sort of been a real team effort. The way we play is a high possession game and really attacking, and it sort of needs everyone. We've been they've all been fantastic to the efforts they're putting in training and everything like that. And look, now it's just about taking each team in front of us and see where we finish up.
Obviously, there's a real big hive of activity in NPL and the higher state leagues at the moment, with the transfer window being opened up in the NPL competition. A lot of players being discarded as well, and all of that kind of stuff. Are there any plans on signing any new players, or you're pretty happy with the squad that you've got at the moment?
No, we're pretty happy with the squad. Look, we're obviously open to potentially new players coming in if they're the right fit for the culture we're creating. For the culture, we have at Surf Coast, and if they're the right type of player we're looking for, obviously. But look, we think we have a team that's... Look, I think we're one of the 3 youngest teams in the division. So, we've got a lot of young talent. And look, obviously with our reserve team doing fantastically, and at first, we've got a lot of really young players pushing senior players this year in a
lot of depth.
Yeah, young 16-year-old Milo Mullen Grange, who's arrived from North Geelong, and his twin brother, Hunter, who's a fantastic young goalkeeper as well. We have Julian Hunt, Taj Adams, all guys that have been part of an NPL system. Lockie Mikak have all come, and they're in the reserve team at the moment, but getting a lot of opportunities with training with seniors and trying to push into that, and they're really pushing the more senior players. And that's what we're here for. We're here to help produce players for Surf Coast as well, longer term, and that's sort of our job and the requirement from the club coming in. So yeah, look, I think we're on the right direction, but look, we have a 5-year plan from a football perspective and a 10-year plan, and we're going to follow that and see how high we can get Surf Coast up the leagues.
Fantastic. Well, look, there are 7 games to go or thereabouts until the end of the season. I can't believe that we're almost 3/4 of the way through 2023. But this weekend, round 15 at Bangor Warrior Reserve, 5 p.m. kickoff, and that's a big game against Moonee Ponds United. Just as we spoke to young Tariq now, prior to yourself, every game for them is a must-win game. But I guess when you're in this position, you're being hunted by Moonee Valley Knights and Keilor Wolves and some of the other teams pushing for that second spot. You're now the hunted, as well as hunting Leverton FC yourself. So it all starts this weekend. A big match day coming up on Saturday. Which time slot do you guys prefer? 7 p.m., 3 p.m., 5 p.m.? It seems to move around a bit.
Yeah, look, that was something that we were trialing this year. We're trying to find the best time slot to obviously help get as many of our supporters down. I know historically it's been 3 o'clock. But look, obviously speaking with the playing group and obviously the board and obviously the club, we want to try and create a real fantastic atmosphere down there and get as many of our supporters down there to support our senior state men's team, our senior women's team. So look, this year was sort of a few different time slots to try to figure out which we think is the best one, and that's sort of where we're at the moment. So we have another 7 o'clock next week at home as well. So yeah.
Yeah, and having the later games, do you find teams, players and spectators and fans from other clubs also making their way and getting a little bit of a double fix of Saturday football?
Yeah, I do. Like I've seen other local teams down there, obviously watching our games as well, because obviously with the later time slot to maybe their teams playing. So look, which is fantastic, and look, I try and get down to support as many clubs as possible if it's not on the same time as us, obviously, and get down and watch as well. So, which is good because you get to see the local talent and potential players that we could attract to Surf Coast.
Yeah, fantastic. Ash, mate, all the very best for the rest of the season, but especially starting this weekend with the big game against Moonee Ponds United at Bangor Warrior Reserve. Keep doing what you guys are doing, and hopefully that 4-point gulf between yourselves and Leverton FC will be cut down even more. And then in a couple of weeks' time, we say in 3 weeks' time, you come up against Leverton.
Yes, we do.
Is that at home or is that going to be away?
That'll be away.
that'll be a big game coming up in 3 weeks' time. Mate, wishing you all the best, and thank you for being a part of tonight's Game of Two Halves podcast.
Tonchi, really appreciate having me, mate. Thank you very much.
Good on you. Ash DAFTER, the coach of the Surf Coast men's team, State 4 team, they've got a big game coming up this weekend. And folks, get out and about to these suburban grounds, rug up and enjoy some local football. And if you've got a little kiddie that is aged between 9 and 17, and they haven't as yet registered for the Euro Football Star free objective testing this Thursday at Allan Bain Reserve, Mary Street in Richmond, between 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. and 12 p.m. and 3 p.m. There is an opportunity for them to be involved in that objective testing. And it's certainly very, very worthwhile, provide some great feedback. Folks, thank you for being a part of episode 111 of the Geelong Region Soccer Show podcast. It's been an absolute pleasure. It was a jam-packed show tonight, and going by the excellent viewer numbers, we've had a lot of new faces as well for tonight. So we do hope you join us again next Monday night at 8 p.m. for the episode 112 of the Game of Two Halves. I'm sure we're going to have lots to talk about back there. All right, thank you very much for joining us once again. All the best and have a great week.